conocimiento mutuo no puede.
Pope Francis calls for an end to violence in Chile as he travels to the heart of the government's conflict with indigenous groups. It comes hours after another church bombing, bringing the total to 10. Radicals torched 3 helicopters. Good evening from Washington, D.C., and thank you to those of you joining us from around the world for news from a Catholic perspective. I'm Lauren Ashburn. In a symbolic gesture, the Holy Father celebrated Mass on the site of a former air base. It was a torture chamber used during Chile's brutal dictatorship in the 70s and 80s. He did this in front of a crowd of about 150,000 and admonished current radicals, saying violence begets violence. During Mass, the Pope called on the government to enforce agreements with indigenous. Last night, Pope Francis met with a small group of victims of clergy abuse at a woman's prison. He told inmates they shouldn't lose hope or their dignity just because they've lost their freedom. Pope Francis travels to Peru tomorrow. Joining us now is Father Jorge Herrera, a priest of Opus Dei who works in the Diocese of Santiago. Father, how are people reacting to the Pope's visit? Do they think this is a joyous occasion, or are some people still feeling very hurt? Are you hearing stories of conversion or forgiveness?
Until today, there were many concerns and people were worried. But after they heard the Pope today, they have been very happy. That's what I've heard with the people. Also yesterday, after the Mass, people have been very, very happy, and they feel encouraged by his words of peace, his message of peace, and of working together to be a more united country and to work our differences. That's the most important thing. That they felt encouraged with that, with the hope that the Pope gave them, that they could have solutions to the problems, but always condemning violence. That's what the Pope said very clearly, that all kinds of violence should be condemned, and that he was very clear in that.
What has this trip meant to you personally?
Yes. Well, it's been very helpful because you have a reason to talk to people and to talk to people about their role in the church and their vocation, and that's very important for me. And I work with young people mostly. I work at a school. I'm the chaplain of a school only for boys, and they have been very committed with this trip. They have been helping us volunteers with the papal visit, and they have, for example, yesterday, most of them didn't sleep. They didn't get an hour of sleep at night just to be there helping people, giving them water, cleaning, and doing many important things for the Pope. And what we hope that is that the fruits of this visit remain here and that the people stay committed. And that's what we are trying to do now, so that we can use this kind of database of young people, young men especially, so that they stay together and they keep near the parish and the parish works, and to us, the priests, and in the school to our pastoral system, and so that they can grow in their spiritual life and be near the sacraments and be a little bit more like the Pope wants them to be.
Father Jorge Herrera, thank you for being our eyes and ears on the ground there. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much, Lauren.